Hi, good morning, Amanda. How are you doing?
Hello, Steve. I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing absolutely amazing. In fact, this is the first time we are running Beyond the Title, and our lovely guest, Sean, is slightly late. So, everyone, welcome to the next series of Beyond the Title. And this is Amanda, the country manager for Philippines at Insider. Now, while we're waiting for Sean, I thought let's just kickstart this interview and get to know a little bit more about yourself. Amanda, please do introduce yourself.
All right. Thank you, Steve. So, hello, everyone. I am Amanda. As Steve mentioned, I'm the country manager for Philippines for Insider. And it's very nice to meet everyone online.
Awesome, awesomeness. Now, Amanda, this is again trying to know the person beyond the title. So, can I know what is that one thing that gets you out of bed each morning? What is your ikigai?
For me, okay, this is very interesting. For me, my ikigai would always be Jesus. I'm a very spiritual person. So, just knowing that I'll be able to share Jesus to other people during that day is something that energizes me in the morning and share his
Wow.
goodness. So that's my ikigai, Steve.
Awesomeness, faith is a very powerful motive to be out of bed every morning and share that love and goodness to everyone around you. Amanda, tell me
Mhm.
this. You were preparing for YouTube Live today, waiting to interview Sean. What was that one thing that was going through your head?
So I was very excited because I spoke to Sean before, and he's a very intelligent guy. He's a thought leader here in the Philippines, especially when
Nice.
it comes to digital marketing. So I was really hoping that he could be here to learn more things from him beyond his title.
Well, we are hoping he will join us later on during this interview, but
Right.
I know he was caught up with something, so we will keep this moving. We will try to get Sean at a later time if he's not able to join us today. But in the spirit of all things and getting to know amazing professionals like yourself, if you were given the chance to play a character in a movie, what would be your character?
I'd say I'd be Katniss Everdeen from Hunger Games. So,
Wow. Okay.
so you know how life is like with constant challenges and different things like unexpected things happening to you. So like with Katniss, even though she was an underdog, she wasn't prepared, but she always makes sure that she rises above the situation.
Awesomeness. Awesomeness. I've never thought of Hunger Games as a character I would want to play, given that I know what happens to everybody. Wow. Okay. Again, I've told you this before. You are an amazing fighter. You're a very determined woman, and it's awesome to have you as part of the Insider team. Uh, now, in the hustle of things, because you're a country manager at Insider. I know you've got a lovely family as well. You're all working from home, right, and studying from home as
Correct.
well.
That's right, Steve.
So, what is that one app you really can't live without? What's that one app that helps you structure the insanity sometimes that day can bring?
Google Calendar. No doubt, Google Calendar. So I need to see what's happening in my day. I need to plot out everything, like even updating of my CRM and even lunch break. All of those things should be on my calendar. I'm very notification driven. So I'm an advocate of push notifications.
Oh, wow, that is very nicely said. Well, I've had my wife actually drop calendar invites for anything and everything to do.
Right.
So much so I know if I don't have it, I've forgotten about it. Is that the
Mhm.
same at home as well? Does your husband drop in, you know, different calendar invites to remind you that hey, we need to go out for a date night today?
It's actually me who do that. So what I usually tell him is it's grocery day, laundry day, those types of things, not date night.
God bless for Google Calendar. I am happy that they do give it in every Android phone out there. Android person, yay! Um,
Yay, yay.
um, if you could turn back time,
All
right?
right.
Now you are in such an important position right now, but you started somewhere. If you could turn
Mhm.
back time, what would you do differently for your first job?
For my first job, I think what would I do differently? I think I would have focused more on my passion, which is sales, because during that time it wasn't a bad thing, but I was listening to my mom and I did more of like an operational admin job because she said it's the important foundation. It helped me, but I would have done my passion.
Awesome. Now, Amanda, I'm leaving you with
Yeah.
Sean, who's just joined our stream. I'm adding him to stream and kicking myself out. Guys who are watching, please do enjoy the rest of the show with Amanda, Al Jasmi, and Sean C.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you so much.
Hey Amanda, how are
Hey,
you?
Sean. I'm
Gave you
doing
quite the
great.
nervous wreck there. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
no worries. I know you're very busy. So thank you so much, Sean, for joining us today.
No
Everything good
worries.
on your side?
Everything well. We just had some sad news today. One of our team
Mhm.
members have has unfortunately succumbed to COVID. So
Oh my. Oh
that's
my.
yeah, that's the only. Otherwise, we're doing okay by God's grace. I think we're
Right.
doing okay.
I'm so sorry to hear that. So sorry to hear that, Sean. Yeah, you're correct. By God's grace, he will be okay. He will be healed. So, Sean, first off, like on a lighter note, would you mind introducing yourself to our viewers today?
Sure. Yeah. So my name is Sean. I'm the CEO and founder of SEO Hacker. And basically, I've been doing SEO and digital marketing for 10 years now. I've spoken to different conferences, and I've spoken here in the Philippines. I've spoken internationally as well. So, yeah, pretty much, if you want to ask me anything about digital marketing or entrepreneurship, those are things that I think I could help you about.
Perfect, perfect. I kind of build you up earlier. I already told that you're really good when it comes to digital marketing and you're a thought leader. So thank you for being here, Sean, once again. And for our
Thank you.
Beyond the Title session, what we usually do is to really get to know you, the person, beyond the title of being a CEO and founder of SEO Hacker.
Mhm.
So I'm really excited to know, Sean, what's your Ikigai? Like the reason that you jump out of bed each morning.
Ikigai, well, different reasons, and I think that
Mm-hmm.
makes life more exciting and colorful. So recently, I've been doing aquascaping. As you can see in my background, I have a couple of
Right.
aquariums, which wasn't there last time we spoke. So I'm into that, and I also have a very high amount of curiosity. So when I'm curious about something, I just go down that rabbit hole and I get sucked into it. So I need to know, I need to know, I need to buy this and do it and execute and DIY and stuff. And so I have a lot of stuff that kicks me out of bed each morning. Thank God it's not my kids who wake me up because they wake up a lot earlier than I do. But yeah, a lot of things.
Perfect, perfect. Curiosity is always a good thing. So, my next question for you: if life is a movie, what would be the character that you would most likely play?
I would most likely like to play the. That's a tough question. Yeah, I would just like someone who would like to play, someone who makes another person's life better in the movie. I don't really want to become the lead role, because I don't. I'm the. I'm not really an extrovert. I'm an introvert actually, so I really like my time alone, out of the limelight. That's how I recover, re-energize, and that's how I kind of get in touch with life in general. So maybe a role that would be just helping someone else out, and then that's pretty much it.
Perfect. Any particular movie that comes to mind when it comes to thinking about it?
Um, Not now though. Not now.
All
My
right.
favorite movie is Lord of the Rings, if you guys have to know. But yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so you can't relate to any of the characters there in Lord of the Rings.
Well, I love the character of Aragorn
Yeah.
because he took the burden upon himself to leave the kingdom because
Yeah.
his grandfather Isildur failed to throw the ring into the fire,
Mhm. Mhm.
and he took it upon himself to kind of pay for what his grandfather did, so
Mhm.
that he has some sort of honor in himself in doing that. But when the need arose, he stepped up to the call, and not as a king, but as himself, as the
Right.
decision he made, which is an exile, a ranger. So I kind of like that one.
Thank you, Sean. Very well said. So it makes me excited to watch Lord of the Rings again. Thank you for that.
It's a good
So
movie.
I know, Sean, you're very busy, like very, very busy. Knowing you, like with your business as a father and with your, like, even your discipleship group. So, in the hustle of things, which app actually allows you to be sane and structured when you're doing things?
Actually, it's super simple. Google Calendar. That is, one of the best applications ever made, and it helps me to just know what's going to happen tomorrow, next week, and when I'm not booked, when I can book myself. So definitely Google Calendar.
Perfect. We actually had the same answer because Steve was asking me earlier. It helps us
Yeah.
be structured.
Yeah.
So now for the next one, if you could turn back time, what would you have done differently at your first job?
I would give myself a lot of stock tips. Well, no,
Doctors.
if I wouldn't do anything differently, to be honest, because
Mhm.
I'm the kind of person who believes that I had to go through what I had to go through to get to where I am today, and I love where I am today. I'm thankful for where I am today. Can't be happier. So if things had to happen that way, I would have let it happen that way, the same way.
Good, good. That's really great. Thank you, Sean. Now we're gonna move on to the more like serious stuff. So I want to ask you, like, when it comes to the biggest leadership challenge that you are what is the biggest leadership challenge that you are facing during the current crisis?
Well, I mentioned earlier that today
Yeah.
one of my people succumbed to the virus. I wasn't sure if you got it right. I think how you understood it was she got sick, but actually no, she
Yeah.
passed away.
Oh
So
my.
yeah,
So
she passed away
sorry.
this morning. So you can only imagine the stuff that is going on in my head even now.
Right.
Like, how do I handle the team better? How do I do this, and how do I communicate to the clients that the team is just a little bit wrecked right now, and it's
Mhm.
difficult for us to just get our act together, at least for today. But we need to communicate that to our clients because they expect the best of us. They deserve the best of us. And handling this crisis, because it is a crisis within a crisis, right? We're already in a crisis. We're experiencing um
Mhm.
different a life that's a lot different than when the lockdown started, than when the pandemic hit. So we are in a crisis already, but it's different when you have someone that close to you within your own
Right.
team, just you know and it's so sudden as well. It's like 2 weeks and she's gone. And she's younger than me. I'm 32. She's like 28, 27 years
Oh
old.
my.
So
Mhm.
we didn't expect this to happen. We really didn't. We thought that, you yeah, we didn't think that someone would pass away from our team. And we've all been working from home since January.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Mhm.
the likelihood of anyone in our team getting it is super low, and yet this happened. Yeah, so I think that I don't have a current answer or for that, or a past answer for that, because I'm
Mhm.
definitely gonna be going through that after this call, after this session.
Right.
Yeah, how do you deal with that, right? I mean, I'm still figuring it
Exactly.
out, but so far in this pandemic this year, that's, I think, my biggest leadership challenge.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Sometimes like we don't understand like how the impact of the crisis until it happens to someone close to us. Like sometimes we just watch the news and all of that things, but when it happens to someone close to us, it becomes more real. So
Yeah,
I'm so sorry, Sean, and thank you so much for still continuing to doing this and for being strong. We will pray for your team and for yourself to have the
thank
right
you.
wisdom in dealing with this. Thank you so much, Sean. Now,
Appreciate it.
thank you. My next question is, Sean, what would be your hopes for the future? Like coming from all of these things, what would be your hopes for the future?
Wow, that's a big question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope that people start paying more attention to their spiritual investment. So I know that a lot of people right now are paying attention to financial investments and financial health, being financially fit, or having a job, business. People are paying attention as well to staying safe and keeping healthy, investing in health, but not a lot of people are talking about investing in their spirit, in their soul. And I hope that more people would pay more attention to that, because we're not just flesh and blood. There is a part of us that is not of this world. And if we're really going to take the time to just be quiet, listen to ourselves, there is that feeling that we long for eternity. We long for something that doesn't end. We don't like death, and the reason why we don't like death is because we weren't made to die. We're made to be finite. We're made to be infinite. We're made to be eternal.
Mhm.
And you only get to know how to get there when you invest in your spirit. And how you do that is, you read God's word, you
Right.
pray, right? You try to know the truth about
Right.
the way to heaven. A lot of people right now avoid talking about it because of relativism. What's true for you may not be true for me, and you don't have to shove down your truth down my throat. But what if that truth is absolute? You, and
Mhm.
you don't need to shove it
Exactly.
down their throats. You just need to show that you live it out, and people will be influenced by that. So that's, I hope in the future, or hopefully the near future, people will start investing more in their spirit.
Right. Right. Thank you so much, Sean. That's very well said. Thank you, Sean, for your time, and thank you again for your professionalism. Even though I know this is a very hard time for you, Sean. Thank you once again. And again, we'll pray for you and for your whole team and for the family of your team member. Thank you once again, Sean,
Thank
for
you.
joining us for the Beyond the Title session of Insider. So,
Appreciate it. Happy to be here.
thank you so much, Sean. So, everyone, thank you once again for tuning in to our episode today. And if you would like to watch us again, same time next week, just go to our YouTube page. And if there are people that you would like us to interview, feel free to let us know. You can write us a message on our LinkedIn page or here on our YouTube page as well as a comment. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care.